What the?
Hey guys, what up? WhiteNightEspada here.
Excitement! I cannot see why Konami would make this archetype. I mean, the whole premise behind the Oop Art Archetype is that you have these artifacts kind of thing that all must work together for some like divine purpose. Which is cool. Main Aztec culture is all really cool. The mythos behind it is all, but this, how did they mess this up? I cannot for the life of me understand how. The whole point around the deck is that you either use your 3 stars to sync her up into the boss monster, or then for some reason it veers off to the side to emphasize tributing and swarming the field. So the whole point of the deck doesn't exactly know what it wants to do. It kind of like tries going one way, but then gets dragged back the other way and has to go that way. But then again, it's just like an endless cycle, so already you don't really know what way you want to go with this archetype, which is a pretty big deal. Just putting it out there, Konami. This is just a pointless archetype. It is uncreative. I mean, just the effects are uncreative. The artwork is atrocious. They could have at least used some proper Aztec mythos or something like that, but no, they've used like things that have been drawn by like a 3-year-old child. They have effects so generic that you can just find multiple copies everywhere that are infinitely more superior cards or just a better archetype and thought out concept in general. It's just pointless. There's no reason for this. The person responsible for creating this mess of an archetype should be shot, hung, drawn and quartered, resurrected from the dead, and then shot again for good measure, because this is just such a waste of our time. It could have been so good, there is so much promise, but no, they're just so generic and it's just so badly executed that there's just no point in ever running this deck, because you will never be able to win with it. Everything about this archetype has been borrowed or stolen. It is unashamedly ripped out of like quite a few things in the series already. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's, the episode 8-6, something, when he's in that prison, there's that really annoying old man who's like the Jar Jar Binks of the series. Yeah, that one. Basically, he has that deck already. He even has the same names! Crystal Skull. There is an Oop Art Crystal Skull. There is his Crystal Skull. There is all his alien artifacts, like mystic treasures, which is basically all there are. Like, there's like Mayan Machine, there's Golden Shuttle, there's Crystal Bow, there's Crystal Skull. They basically have just ripped that concept and put it in their deck, but it's not like the same archetype just being expanded upon, which would be cool, because I always wanted to see that 5D's archetype impacted upon, because it's all about summoning, losing life points, and then transferring it onto your opponent, which is cool. But this, we just get like a vague idea of that, slapped onto the most generic cards possible, and then made it into an archetype. Because it's not like the same, or is it, I mean, even quite similar / like a nod back in that direction. They've just taken the concept, so it's not like a tribute. It's just obvious they've just stolen the idea here and be like, oh, we can just make a new archetype with this. Let's just copy and paste up on this stick. Yeah, there we go, we got an archetype. You could find the effects, apart from one, you could find them everywhere else in the game already. That one card, which is the one redeeming feature about this whole archetype, is that it is basically a rotor for a monster. You discard it and you get to add another to your hand, which is cool. Which is a cool idea. It is a nice effect, and you could add consistency. You could add techniques to get you up into your plays, but then the whole point of that card and the whole effort that they put maybe into that one card, maybe like the 2 minutes they did to make that card, it just gets wasted because the whole other deck does not know what it wants to do. As I mentioned earlier, there's Golden Shuttle, which is the whole point. It seems to imply like the tendency to XYZ up. Because its effect is, once per turn you can increase them all up by 1 level, which is a nice effect. It's pretty handy. I mean, it's been used a million times before, but it's just always a handy effect, and it's like, oh, let's give more support for XYZs. But their boss, XYZ, needs 2 level 3s. They're all level 3 already! All of them! There's a few level 4s and a level 5, but there's 3 level 3s. You don't need to increase them to get the boss monster. There's no point! It's just completely... If you want to use like the whole deck revolving around the main boss, that's immediately one effect wasted because you're never going to use its effect. So basically that effect there is just to provide more generic support for basically the only XYZs that are worth playing. Utopia, Black Corn, Shark Drake if you feel like it, or like getting those 4 stars up to Adrius or Tirath, which is just, it's an alright move, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just been done so many times. There's just no originality in this deck whatsoever, and if there is a bit of originality, you just can't get that fucking boss monster out. You just can't. Well, you can, but it just gets rid of the whole point of that effect. It just doesn't seem to work. Let's go on to the other part of the deck. The main engine of that part seems to be Crystal Bone. Basically, when you control no monsters and your opponent controls some, you can special summon it from your hand. Oh, 1 second. Yes? Oh, hi Cyber Dragon, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Oh yeah, we should definitely catch up sometime. Oh wait, it's already fucking happened! Ah! However, when it is special summoned in this way, you could special summon one from your hand, which is cool. So basically you can get that Crystal Skull that's in your hand when you special summon a Crystal Bone to get up into that 3, which is your main boss monster, which is a scary looking monster by the way. But that's an alright move. But then again, that doesn't really seem to work with the other monsters like Golden Shuttle, because Golden Shuttle will be like, oh, I'm guessing like the concept behind them was like, oh yeah, let's do this. You could special summon you can normal summon, well, special summon those, special summon that, and then normal summon Golden Shuttle, sync her up so you got 4, so you got the 2 level 4s, or like 3 level 4s, because that counts as well, to go up into your whatever 4-star monster combo that you want to do. So in doing that, they seem to have just completely forgotten and shelved the boss monster of the archetype with like the big combo of the deck. There seems to be no point in the boss monster. If it was 2 level 4s, then yeah, that would be cool, because that would be the whole point of Golden Shuttle, to get up into the boss monster, which would mean it would be worthwhile and there would be an incentive to play the damn card. And then the deck takes another massive U-turn and just veers off to the right and has given us this monster with a seemingly completely out of place effect, which is Mayan Machine. It counts as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a machine type monster. How does that fit into a swarming XYZ deck? How does that fit? You'd be like, oh, I'm gonna special summon up into my Utopias and whatever the hell. And then you're like, oh, Mayan Machine? What the fuck? I mean, I tried really hard to see how this would work. I really, really did. But it just doesn't seem to have a place in this deck. Why would you bother tributing for a 8-star level machine monster when your whole point is to swarm the field and get the XYZs to the... Basically, it increases the attack of all your Oop Art monsters by 800. That's right. 800. Attack. We don't need attack anymore. It does not matter. The meta does not care about these decks that increase attack a tiny bit, because we've got Insectors which absolutely destroy the crap out of everything they play. We've got Chaos Dragons which swarm the field with 25 million attack point monsters that just won't even give a shit about your 800 point attack. We have Dino Rabbit, again with like Dolka and fucking Lagia, and just, they will wreck any type of like, oh, I get 800 attack, whoa, cool, I summon Insector, Dragonfly, Hornet, Gigamantis, whatever, I win. Why? Why would you give it an attack point boost when this deck when this format no longer cares about small attacking bonuses? And even if you were going to use it, why don't you just use Solidarity? It's infinitely better. Why does this deck exist? Why? So, for my final verdict on the Oop Art Archetype, I give it a 2 out of 10. A 2. Because this is the worst archetype I have ever seen. We do have bad archetypes, like Destiny Heroes, Harpy Ladies, Venom. We just have bad decks. But they're just made to be bad. They just work in the cinema, like anime, but they just don't work here because they're just not fast enough. But this seems to be trying to get up there with the big leagues, but someone's taken a hacksaw to the middle, given 1 part XYZ, 1 part tributing, so the deck is a bundle mishmash with no foreseeable conclusion or design. So there is no point to this archetype. I can't see it being played, and even if it is win or do any sort of competitive play, which is the whole point of this deck, it's like, it's clearly designed for some level of competitive play, with its effects and the ability to swarm. Very, very loosely swarm. So that's why. I mean, it does get a 2 because of the cool Crystal Bone effect that gets a special summon from your hand, but that's even then put down by its generic Cyber Dragon effect, and also the Crystal Skull Rotor, which is possibly the only saving grace. So I swear to God that if I ever have to play this deck, I'm gonna have to do that.